2021. Smells nice, but there's something there that I don't trust. Whoa. Guten Abend und herzlich willkommen. Happy New Year, 2021. Glad that's over with. I've been told that I waffle too much, that these go on for far too long, so let's just get started. I have a very nice looking whiskey tasting kit here, all the way from Deutschland. Thank you very much, Timo. So we got a premium whiskey set here. Alles eine Frage des guten Geschmacks. Genieße die Vielfalt. It's got a lot of info in here, but it's all in German, so I've had to do some translating. I'm horribly sober, and I intend to be sober after I finish these, so let's just crack on. Really be able to get a proper taste on these. Ooh, that does smell nice. Now, these are all pretty pricey whiskies. It's the first one, Tomatin Legacy, Highland single malt. This is 43% volume, bourbon and virgin oak cases. In the USA, it's known as Tomatin Dual Chas, and it's exactly the same product, but just a different name. Anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Yeah, that smells of quality. The nose, it suggests, as I say, I've translated this from German, so forgive me, a fruity bouquet of pineapple and citrus with a touch of vanilla. I'm not getting any pineapple. It's definitely fresh. Tiny bit of vanilla, but I don't think I've lost the ability to smell vanilla, actually, because I had some of this at Christmas. It's spiced rum, and it tastes of nothing but vanilla. Oh, that's nice. That is like a step up. I was going to do a step. I'm wearing a German top. I shouldn't be. Now it says on the palate a sweet notes of confectionery, alternating with intense pineapple and citrus with a hint of green apple. Not picking up pineapple again though. When it says confectionery, yeah, it's sweet. It's not sweet like a bourbon, but it's got that. That's really quite nice. A hint of green apple. There is that kind of sharpness there. And the finish, light and crisp, fruity and refreshing. Yeah. I completely agree with that. Completely agree. Really nice. That's really special. Now this next one, I should have looked up the pronunciation. Bòcan, Highland single malt Scotch whisky. It's also from the Tomatin brewery. This one is 46%. That's one thing about this Legacy. The first one, it says it's 43. The alcohol doesn't overpower at all. So this Bòcan, it's the first peated Tomatin, and it says 15 parts per million phenol content, which is needed for the peat and smoke content of whiskey. I don't know if 15 parts per million is a lot for peat or, I don't know, science. Let me try not to use my brain while I'm using a knife that's liable to end in tragedy. Bòcan, translated from Gaelic, ghost dog. So yeah, it's got like a very nice little image. I wouldn't say it's a ghost dog, it's more like a smoky Wendigo, but anyway. According to the legend, the Bòcan has haunted the inhabitants of the lonely Highland peat areas around Tomatin for centuries, usually only once per generation. A Tomatin distillery worker reported a giant black dog chasing him to the bog late at night. Trembling, completely frightened and against all logic, he wanted to touch the beast when it stood across from him, but he only reached into blue smoke, which was drawn into the expanse of the Highland moor. This isn't science, this is make-believe. Develops from a spice with coconut and cream to slightly smoky notes of citron and almond aromas. Yeah, I've got like a nut allergy, so I'm not really keen on the smell of nuts, but I know the smell of almonds, and it's not overpowering like that. Not picking up coconut though. It's definitely smoky. Ooh. Oh yes. Not keen on the aftertaste of the finish on that one. Yeah, it's mentioning smoke. Velvety and soft with smoke and honey on the palate. Definitely that's kind of smokiness to it, but not overpoweringly so. But then there is the aftertaste. What is that? Oh, very smoky. These are very accurate tasting notes, actually. Definitely got the honey there. I mean, maybe I wouldn't have thought that if I hadn't have read it, but I haven't, I don't know. I thought it'd be trying to be professional. Now the finish, cloves, cinnamon and star anise result in a mysterious elegance. Gentle, subtle, sweet smoke aromas. Smoky, cloves, cinnamon, star anise. That's, I'm thinking mulled wine. That would be nice if you did a nice mulled wine. That would be nice to add in there. This is all translated off this tasting notes card. Eine geheimnisvolle Eleganz. Du hast eine geheimnisvolle Eleganz. It's nice, but I'm thinking that honey finish kind of ruins it a little bit. It takes away from the smoke. So at the moment, I kind of prefer the Tomatin, but again, 46%. Fucking hell. You wouldn't really think that. Number 3 is Adnams Southwold triple malt whiskey, and it's handcrafted in England. Ew. Important. Capital letters. This is not a blend of free single malt whiskies, but a blend of free malted grains. Important. Based on 60% wheat, 30% barley, and 10% oats. So the wheat provides extra softness. The barley adds tones of toasted. Oh shit! Look at the thing. Of toasted aromas, coffee, and cereals, and the oats make the whiskey creamy and rich. Now it's got a pink label, but it does seem to have a little funny colour to it. It might just be the drinks. This is the Adnams Whiskey Triple, and it's 47% alcohol. Oh, that's got a funny smell to it. Now it says complex spices, coconut and toasted oak, but definitely picking up some kind of a school tuck shop smell. Maybe that's what toasted oak smells like. I don't tend not to toast my oak. Citrus fruit and sweet honey. Oh no. That's all kinds of horrible things. I got the toffee on the finish. Definitely toffee on the finish, but that was I don't know what that was. That was all kinds of wrong. Creamy, yes. Now it says coconut and chocolate. When I think, I'm British, so when I think coconut and chocolate, I think Bounty chocolate bar, which is, disappointment and confectionery, aftertaste of. I'm not getting roasted aromas. It's like it is literally coconut and toffee. But the palate. Sorry. Oh God. I mean, it's not cheap. It doesn't taste cheap. It's not like that. It's creamy. It's luscious. It's thick. It's got that chocolatiness to it, but it's just not for me. It's not overpowering considering the alcohol. The alcohol doesn't overpower. 9, danke. Maybe it's because it's English. English should just fucking take a step back and let other people get on with things for a bit. I've always wanted to try Japanese whiskey because I remember a little while ago there was a Japanese whiskey that won some awards in Godzilla. So yeah, it's Ensō. Arigato. Konnichiwa, gaijin. That's all the Japanese I know. Kamikaze, I know that one. Stop before I get racist. Right. Ooh, that's definitely different. Oh, I had it. I had what that was, and it's gone now. Oh, I've lost it. It's really quite something then. I had sake once. That though, that doesn't smell like sake. It's a really nice smell. Can't quite place it. What do they say it is? Ensō, pot Japanese whiskey. It's 40% volume. It's a handmade pot still blend whiskey, which impresses with a hint of caramel and vanilla and can convince with fruity and floral aromas. And it is known that the various pot still whiskies make their way to Kiyokawa after they have matured in American oak barrels. The nose, sweet with notes of caramel and a pinch of vanilla. I suppose, yeah, caramel. I'm going back to chocolate. I'm thinking of course, confectionery. And yeah, there's... But, you know, not like Cadbury's Caramel. I remember the sexy bunny that used to advertise it. Yeah, every 80s child remembers the sexy caramel bunny. Whoa. What the fuck? That's... wow. To call that whiskey and to call the one before it, the Adnams triple... whoa, the aftertaste. What the fuck? That is wild. Oh. Wow. I mean, all they've written in the tasting notes is light combination of caramel and vanilla in conjunction with fruity and floral aromas, but there's way more going on there than that. That's... ooh. Aftertaste goes a bit funny. Dry barrel notes of light spice. Yeah, it was a bit... yeah, bit dry. It's so soft. Doesn't have any... it's not like... it's got a slight... it's like a mild whiskey, but it's got all this other stuff in it, and it tastes like... kind of tastes foreign, if you know what I mean. You know, like the first time you have pastis or what's the other one, absinthe. But this isn't aniseed at all. It's a small amount to really get a flavour for it though, but that's really interesting. Yeah, if you want a different kind of whiskey, go for the Japanese one. Ensō, that's really interesting. Never had one like that before. There's this initial taste. I can't quite place it. I suppose it is a little bit vanilla-y, a little bit kind of caramelly, but it's this other thing. You know, like when you, for instance, if you eat like some nice Chinese food and you think, what's that little thing in there that I can't quite place? They're definitely onto something there. Well done, Japan. Now for all you wonderful Americans. In 1776, the spirit of the American Revolution not only gave rise to the famous Declaration of Independence, but also the legendary whiskey brand of the Pepper family. Oh my god. So yeah, this is a bourbon, it's 50%. The mash contains over 38% rye. There is no cooling filtration here. Smells nice, but there's something there that I don't trust. I think it's that fucking 50% alcohol. Rich oak scent paired with gentle sweetness. It's starting to sound like Tinder profiles. Yeah, it's definitely a bourbon. It's like, you know, when you pick up a sock, just to check if you can wear it like another day, and it's like that. Smells, kind of goes up in your nose like that. Maybe that's what rye smells like, but I've had lots of bourbon before and it's definitely got that bourbon sweetness. But ooh, pleasantly intense with a hint of dark chocolate and cloves. That's what I'm supposed to... cloves. Not fast. Not particularly fast. Oh, yeah, it's got that kind of typical bourbon taste, but it goes a bit sharp. And then you've got this really strange kind of flat, almost sour aftertaste. Pleasantly intense nose, just sour and smelly socks. Not, yeah. Although I have been going off bourbon lately. Didn't enjoy that too much. Didn't enjoy the Adnams triple malt. So on the podium, we've got the Ensō Japanese whiskey, the Bòcan. It's quite interesting actually, because the Tomatin is there's a lot. I think I've killed my palate now. Beginners and friends of Scottish single malt will be equally delighted. Yeah, I think so. I think you could offer this to somebody who wasn't really into whiskey a lot, and they would go for it. Similarly with the Ensō, the Japanese whiskey, the bourbon, even people who are just into their Jack Daniels and that, I don't think. Another try of this Adnams Southwold, the English whiskey. No. Oh God, no. That. Oh God. So the English can fuck off. We know that much. Japanese can stay. The Americans can fuck off. So we're building a new world with the Japanese and the Scottish. I like it. The ghost dog, though, the Bòcan, wasn't too sure about that, was I? It is nice. It's just not as nice as the other Tomatin, the Legacy. It is very smoky, and you could be one of those twats who brings it out and pronounces Bòcan correctly, and then tells the story of the ghost dog of the Highlands and impresses all the girls, and that could be that twat. Or you could go with the Japanese whiskey, which maybe I haven't been out of the house much, but that is very unusual and very tasty. Konnichiwa. That is so unusual. It's definitely going to have some spices, some botanicals and that I'm not used to, being a gaijin and all that. It's really unusual, really nice. I think you can usually tell which is the most popular by which one gets finished first, and we've just finished the Tomatin Legacy, or the Jewel Chas as it's known in the US. Yeah, that's dangerous, because it's just really really easy drinking. It's really tasty. It's very warming, and you don't notice that it's pretty fucking strong there, 43%. But largely I have agreed with most of the tasting notes. I mean, apart from not being able to really pick up pineapple, but then again, the Adnams, there's definitely some weird stuff going on there. I think the coconut and chocolate might have been that really kind of, but I mean, the notes on the Ensō, the pot whiskey, they just don't do it justice. Fruity and floral aromas, well, yeah, but there's so much more. From my opinion, and from the levels that are left, Tomatin wins for sure, even though it is a safe bet. But definitely, probably a joint first. Really, is the Ensō, the Japanese whiskey. But I'm not sure I'd be able to drink lots of it, and I think maybe I'd go off it, or maybe it would change in my brain or something. But the Bòcan is nice. It's very smoky, very flavorful. The bourbon is just kind of strong bourbon with a shitty aftertaste. And the triple malt whiskey, not fan either. I mean, it's nice. It's nicer than a lot of things I've had, but it's just, if we're going for when you think these things are going to be pretty pricey drops. Make the effort. Go with the Japanese. And Tomatin seems to be one to go for. Both these, the top 2 and 3, or the top 1, joint 1 and 2, 3 is from the Tomatin distillery. Sorry, Japanese, Scotland, winning things. Don't have anything else to say. It's 2021. Stay safe. Love one another. Wear a mask. Alles eine Frage des guten Geschmacks. Auf Wiedersehen.